I just sound like I farted. I got the fart out of the way. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you guys are new here, then welcome. This is my special guest today, Jordan Gomez, or Jordan...
Jago.
No.
Robinson.
She just recently got married, but this is one of my coaches right here. I don't even have another coach. This is my coach right here. But she is a fitness coach. She's a personal trainer. She does online. She does in person. Like, she does it all, and she's very well educated. She has a 4-year degree in it, and she's NASM certified. Basically, I'm just here with her today, and I did her makeup look right here. You guys have been asking for me to do a client makeup, and she's a client, but she's also a friend of mine, so I decided to do her makeup. We answered a lot of fitness questions for you guys, a lot of makeup questions for you guys, so if you guys are interested on learning how to get this makeup look, or if you guys are interested in watching me do it, listening to some questions, definitely keep on watching. And while you guys are watching, I'm actually going to link everything down below of all of her social media links. So if you guys are interested on checking out her blog, her Instagram, what else do you have?
All those things. I'm just not a YouTuber like you. But so good.
But I will link everything of hers down below, so you guys can definitely check her out. Make sure you give her a follow. Let her know that you guys are from my channel, because I know she would love that. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. Throughout this video, it's actually not going to be like a tutorial base. I'm literally just doing her makeup, so I'm not talking about any of the products. You guys might be able to see them from far away, but I definitely will list them down below, just like on the order and stuff, and I will send you that, so that way
I need to know how to repeat this.
Yeah, exactly. So I will send you guys everything, I will link everything down below, so that way you guys can get any information that you guys want from her makeup look. So yeah, let's get started. LOL, it's just my boobs. Perfect
just
boobs right there.
That's exactly what
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel.
What do you think is the biggest problem in our society regarding, wow, that's a really deep one, just jump right in. Jumping right in here. Real deep. So what do you think is the biggest problem in our society regarding health and fitness? Wow.
Ooh.
All right, so our society is, and we're talking America, that on a bigger level, as far as like brands and companies and everything, I think that we promote like perfection, and I think that it creates these unrealistic goals inside of us. So no matter what, we're always feeling like we're not enough, and that can sometimes cause like further disorders, as far as like not eating healthy and never being satisfied with yourself. And
I completely agree.
So that's
taking the wrong way.
Yeah, taking like a quick route basically, because they feel like they're not enough. They're like, I want to get from point A to point B as fast as possible, but that's not always the best way, as far as like just gimmicky type weight loss things, and that's part of it. And then also just like, I think there's a lack of education with nutrition with a lot of people. Like, if you grow up in families that don't eat super healthy and you're not super active, like it's this domino effect where like you're a parent who grew up in a home where you weren't like super healthy and not eating great, and then you're kind of passing on the same things to your kids, and it's a never-ending cycle. So I mean, it's pretty depressing with that, but it's true. Like, I think as far as like society with beauty standards and health and stuff, I think it's getting better, because I've seen different companies like Aerie and places like that like be a little bit more real. But as far as health, like I just feel like they're always trying to trick us into thinking things are healthy that aren't, or just give us the next get fit quick scheme. And that's something that I try and basically bust those myths. I don't know, you don't need to take a skinny tea to get to where you want to be, you know?
I completely agree.
What are some really good workouts to build a butt other than kickbacks and squats? That's a good question.
I don't know. Jordan worked my legs the other day, and let me tell you guys, I have been training like legs hardcore for like years. I didn't think I could ever get sore again, and I like couldn't walk.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Speaking of that, a lot of times with legs, like the person that wrote this mentioned like kickbacks and squats, I assume that that's probably what they're doing on a regular basis because they want to grow a butt. You can't do the same thing all the time or your body gets used to it. So making sure you are varying the volume, so like the sets and reps, as well as like the exercises you're doing. Personally, like I always was a runner, and my hamstrings were always like taking over. They were dominant, so it was harder for me to get glutes until I started doing exercises that really started isolating it.
So would you say like changing it up basically?
I think changing it up, and then when you go a little bit heavier, it's gonna help too. So changing it up as far as like if you do regular squats, maybe doing sumo squats sometimes where your legs are wider. And then like deadlifts, like switching those up and doing deadlifts that are a little heavier than you might do normally. And then also, oh my gosh, have you done thrusts where you're like on the bar? Actually, that was Friday's
those
workout.
are my favorite.
Those are my favorite.
Yeah,
like,
so I think that's like the best, probably the best workout.
I really think, I feel that the best.
Yeah, that's like, that's 100% I think the best workout, where you're laying down on a bench or some type of block or something, and you put your back to it, let your legs do all the work.
Yeah.
And then if you put a band, like you said, the band is find a resistance band in your gym, strap it on, it is.
But yeah, and also diet also is a huge factor. So a lot of people are saying they want to grow muscles, and if you're trying to gain muscle, then you need to change your macros, so your fats, proteins, and carbs, and then your overall calorie intake. And I know you know that from experience.
Definitely. I know I never used to care about protein. Like a lot of people say, like, what is the first thing you look for with like nutrition labels and stuff? And my main thing is like carbs and protein. Like if it doesn't have protein, I kind of just feel like it's pointless. Like if it's not protein, I don't want it.
Yeah, it's just that's usually the lowest with people, is getting their protein, and just helps so much with like muscle recovery and gaining muscle and feeling full, to where you're able to kind of like stay within your calorie range, which is great.
I think the biggest thing is that people think that the whole stereotype of getting protein in is going to make you fat.
Yeah.
Like everybody always thinks like,
or like,
well, I don't look like a man.
Yeah, and that's, so like we as women don't have the traits to do that. You have to like specifically train. Like when I was powerlifting, I was doing reps of like 3 sets, or 3 reps, 1 rep, and that's like a total different type of training. But if you're not training for it and you're not like, I don't know, mega bodybuilder, you're not gonna gain that. You need a hair tie? Are you getting hot?
Yeah, I am getting hot. I get hot when I film.
You're working.
When I do clients, when I film, I'm hot.
Really?
Yes.
You have such long hair too.
We repositioned ourselves because A, I'm hot, so I put my hair up. Does anybody else get hot while they're doing makeup?
I do.
I get really hot.
All right, another question was, actually a couple people asked this question on your page. It was, is keto good for your body? And so I'm gonna go on like a little tangent here while she's doing my makeup and making me beautiful. You hear that word, it's like a hot topic these days as far as what keto is, and just a small, like what keto is basically, it's putting yourself in ketosis, so creating your macros so much so that your fats are high enough for that to happen, and it's to eventually make it so that your body is using, like, burning fat, and it's like trying, it's a process to basically help you burn fat, and some people say that it burns fat faster and stuff like that. I've seen it work on people, and I have seen it help people lose a lot of weight, but I've also seen them gain the weight back very quickly, and it's not because the process itself doesn't work, it's that the diet is not sustainable typically, because
like, do you think it's like a lifelong, like, are you able to sustain it
typically
lifelong,
like people say that if that's what you want to do, it's like, well, you need to sustain it, like you need to keep doing it, otherwise your body goes back to processing food the same way it was before. And so when they go back to it, typically their body was like not having carbs, and the second they start eating carbs, it's like they gain all the weight back, and it's just their habits change, and they're going from eating like avocado and bacon and eggs all day to just eating a bunch of carbs, and it just completely throws off your body.
So do you think that if you did do keto, you'd have to stick with it for like forever, or do you think there's a way to lean yourself
I think you can switch. I definitely think it's possible to start with keto and then to transition out, but I think the problem right now is a lot of people are doing keto from what they're reading on the internet, and then they're not having like a coach or anyone guide them on like how to transition.
How do you stop?
Yeah, how do you like transition out of that to where your body can still actively burn fat without having to be in ketosis constantly, because your body, it's just, it can't. It's just not sustainable. So
what you're basically saying is like, it is, you know,
it's a thing, it works.
Yeah, it's a thing and it works, but you should be like educated and have someone, you know, kind of guide you the right way to do it.
Definitely, because I've seen it work with people, I've seen it work for trainers, but if you're not like very overweight, then I wouldn't recommend it. If you feel like you are like in the obese to morbidly obese category, that's like the scientific category of it, then keto can actually be pretty helpful because you might already be in that fat surplus anyway, so we can just change your diet slightly and it's not as hard. But if you're already eating pretty regularly with your fats and proteins, then I really would, the switch is going to feel really weird and it's going to be hard for you. The question was, is keto good for your body? And the question is, it depends on the body. It depends on the person. For me, I don't think it is. I don't feel great when I'm on it. When I'm on higher fats, I feel better when I'm on lower carb and higher protein macros.
Yeah, I completely agree. For my body, at least, like if I don't have carbs, I think my body is just so small that it like needs something, because honestly, when I don't have carbs or when I don't eat throughout the day, like at the exact hour that I should, I get so nauseous. I start getting really bad headaches, and it's not like caffeine headaches because I don't intake a lot of caffeine throughout the day. It's literally just like my body needs something.
The other question was, what was the easiest and quickest way to lose weight? That's something where, like, if you have like a short-term goal where you're trying to, like, let's say that you just want to not look as bloated, like for a wedding or for a beach trip or something, like it's not something drastic, but if you wanted to look more like not bloated, then you could do things like cutting out dairy, making sure you're actively drinking water, because your body, if you're not drinking enough water, you hold it in, like, you know that. And then just kind of, eating smaller meals so that you're not bloating as much. Or you could even try intermittent fasting, where you're giving yourself about 16 hours for your body to digest. That sometimes works and helps people with bloating. So now people say the easiest and quickest way to lose weight is not always the best way. So you could easily just do like a juice cleanse and do that for a really long time. And not that it's not, there's a time and a place for things like that, but it's not for weight loss. So you don't want to use those kind of tools, because again, just like the keto, is when people get off of these little fad like diets, they just end up gaining more weight and then blaming themselves, and really it's not, they're not the ones that blame, it's the companies and the people that tell you that that's like the only way, that's the answer, and that's not the answer, you know?
I think fitness, a lot of it, people ask like, how do you stay motivated? And honestly, in my opinion, I just think it's more of a lifestyle type of thing. Like, if I don't, there's days where I don't feel like going to the gym, but
you just about that.
Like I literally like have to go to the gym. Like mentally, I just know that if I haven't gone to the gym that day, and don't get me wrong, I don't go 7 days a week, but like if I know I haven't hit at least like 4 or 5 days that week, then I go stir crazy. You know, I don't feel like I've completed like my life. Basically, like my week just isn't like the way that it's supposed to be.
And it's because like you found a way to be consistent with it, and then you know like that outweighs being motivated, because there's days where you're tired and you've worked for forever and you don't want to go, and like you said, it's not like certain days. I think one day you were like, I took a day off, and it was like because you worked for a long time, like 12 hours. So that, I think like that's one thing. But a lot of people say listen to your body, and I totally agree, listen to your body, but I also think that you need to remind yourself that you have a goal as well. So I was really tired this morning when my alarm went off at 5 a.m. but I wanted to go to this cycle class because I knew I was not going to want to work out after I put on all this beautiful makeup. The best way I would say to lose weight is to find something that you can stick with, that you're consistent with, and that you actually enjoy. So even if it's hard for you or anything like that, doesn't mean it's not the right thing.
1 second, you guys.
Just get
let me just get this mascara on.
What are some good exercises for burning fat? That's a good question. So a lot of times what I'll do if I do have clients that their goal is weight loss, I'll try and be as efficient as possible. So try to get them the most bang for their buck. So what that means with like strength training is doing things like supersets, where you'll take 2 exercises and do them back to back so it goes faster, or even circuits. So, you know, like circuit style, which is kind of like what you're doing now. But doing circuit style training is great because you can get a lot done in a little amount of time. You can get your heart rate up but still get good strength training. So I love it. And
you could beat someone's face like 20 million times and get your arms working. So you think just basically like keeping your body moving, like
I think
as much as possible?
Yeah, I definitely think any kind of like sprints or like short bursts of energy I think it's really, really good. But I will tell you, like, a lot of people think cardio. They'll be like, okay, I need to do more cardio, that's how I need to lose weight, and that's not the answer. Typically what I do with people is actually add more strength into what they're currently doing, just because. So there's this thing, I don't want to get too sciencey, so tell me if I do. I get really nerdy about this stuff.
Shut up!
I know, seriously, like, you're being really annoying. But so EPOC is like basically after you work out, your metabolism's increased. And so with cardio, it's increased for about like 46 hours. So that's good. But with strength training, it's 24 to 48 hours. So that means you could you could do a strength training workout on a Monday and you're still getting benefits of it on a Wednesday. And then the other thing that's cool is like when you have more muscle in your body, your basal metabolic rate, so you're basically, the calories that you burn at rest are higher. So let's say that like you burn, I don't know, at rest, 1,400 calories, Frida. If you added more muscle, or when you added more muscle, you were able to increase it up to 1,600 or something like that. And that basically means that you're burning more calories while you sleep, which is pretty cool.
Wow. That's awesome. See, I knew weight training always worked better for me. Well, I lose muscle so fast, so I kind of have to train like weights a lot. But a lot of people always said, and I just never knew. You guys asked me all these questions about like weight training and science and like how to freaking train you and like get you on a diet plan. And y'all, I know what works for my body.
Everyone's different.
But everyone's body is different, and you guys asked like, you should do fitness videos and you should do like what you eat videos and like all this stuff, and like I know what works for my body, but I wouldn't dare to like prescribe you a medicine if I wasn't a doctor. Like I wouldn't tell you what your fitness plan should be if I'm not like a personal trainer. And like I'm licensed in hair, so I'm more than comfortable to tell someone, hey, this is like the best hair product for you and this is the best hair color for you. But like I don't know jack squat about like
you're the cutest. You've learned a lot, but I know exactly what you mean. It's just like
I just don't feel like safe. Like health is like big deal.
Yeah, it's your life. What are you doing to me? What is this?
Concealer.
Oh, good. I get like those dark circles under my eyes because I sleep for 4 hours, basically every night. It's fine. I'm fine.
You feel like your wedding day all over again.
That's what I was just thinking. I was like,
I didn't do your makeup.
I was just like thinking about how I probably wouldn't have cried if you had been there. There were like, it was great, but there were just little things where I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm getting stressed. But
and I would have like calmed you down.
You would make me laugh or something. And we're like, dude, stop. It's not a big deal.
I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, I need that. Yeah.
It's kind of hard because like as hairstylist, I listen to my clients. Like if you straight up tell me, like I had a girl yesterday, I was about to go at her with a curling iron. And then she was like, what are you doing? I'm like, about to curl your hair. And she's like, can you straighten it? I'm like, okay, sure.
Do whatever you want. Oh, the reason I also fell in love with you was the first time you did my hair.
She fell in love with us.
It was like love at first trim. No, you didn't cut all my hair off. You like made it beautiful because I was so afraid to like blonde it, and then you did it exactly how I wanted, and all the hair people came up and watched you, which is so funny. Do you remember that at the old studio? Yeah. And then you were like, yeah, I won't cut all your hair off. But every other hairstylist always lied to me. And I also came into your studio with like a dread in the back of my head.
Oh my god, you did, yes.
She thought I was joking, but I wasn't.
No, she actually had a dread.
It was so bad. I thought you were gonna have to cut it out. Maybe you did. I think I remember. I think you cut part of it out.
I just like ripped it out.
It was bad.
People are like, who is this psycho hairstylist?
I just ripped it out.
I just ripped it out.
It was bad. It was not. That was. I think I told you to just do it. That's why I washed my hair before I saw you, because I was like, I can't let her see me like that ever. And everything you say, I'm like, okay, I'll do that conditioning treatment and all those things. Listen to whatever she says, because she knows her stuff.
You hear that? You hear that? You little unfollowers, you little unsubscribers. I'll kill you.
I'd be afraid.
Shh, because I'm gonna spray your face. And don't move or touch your face. Or breathe or die.
I'm breathing. I'm breathing. I'm not supposed to breathe.
No, you can breathe.
Okay. What was that? It's like I feel great.
Isn't it great?
Yeah. Can you come do that after my boot camps?
Yeah. There's actually one from Elf. It's like $3 at the drugstore, and it's called like after workout.
And you like spray. I've seen those. And I was like, is that a thing? I'm gonna start.
You almost just took out your face.
Okay, you should have strapped my hands down. That would have really made people be afraid to work with you. Like, if I was just sitting there with my arms and then someone walks by.
They'd be like, what kind of video is this?
It's exactly what you think.
Yeah. Go to it. Open your eyes.
Okay. So I think you help women feel more confident. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like we share a lot in common with like our different jobs. Which I was either gonna make that like today's video, like different things that like.
You're right about that.
Yeah.
Because we basically sit. I remember like we talked about our jobs and it was just like I mean, people, it's like your life coach kind of. People like pour out their souls to you.
Yes.
Which I love. Like, don't get me wrong, I love it. But it's just kind of crazy that it's like the same way.
I don't know what it is about like my chair.
It's like a therapy chair.
It has like miracles.
I've done it with you.
It has like magical powers.
No, it's you. It's your spirit. I love that about you.
Like, I hear some deep shit in my chair.
Yeah, I do too.
And I just have to sit there and I'm like, pew.
I haven't until I looked at the reflection. Wow.
That's so funny.
I'm glad other people got to see me before I did. Everyone watching.
She just like saw herself in the viewfinder.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, my lashes.
Love them.
Close your eyes for me.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on like lashes versus lash lifts and things like that? That's my question. Sorry, I didn't put it in your poll on Instagram.
So, in my opinion, I like strip lashes way better.
Like the ones you put on me?
Yeah, like the ones I put on you, like temporary, one day, like maybe save them for another day type of thing. But personally, I've gotten lash extensions done, and although they are so beautiful, and I loved so beautiful, and I loved.
Tell me how you really feel.
I love it! Personally, I love them. They were so beautiful, but I just, like, there's so much maintenance, and also, when I was getting them removed, she was like, don't open your eye, and I could have sworn I didn't open my eye. It must have seeped through to my eyeballs. And I started freaking, I mean, it was the worst pain. I could have sworn I was legally blind.
That makes my heart.
I was screaming, and she like threw me out of the room, and she's like, go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom, here's a towel. And I was like freaking out.
That's traumatizing.
Yes, so that was like really bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, and then all my lashes, I think, burned off because I didn't have any lashes after. And like, well, never mind, I'm wearing falsies. I was gonna say, look at my
yours look awesome.
Look at my real lashes.
You're so beautiful. Natural.
But yeah, so like I think they're great, and you definitely need to find someone. Like my girl was really good. Yeah. It's just the removal process that's like not good.
I feel like I would get like really stuck on doing them. I did a lash lift for the first time, and I really liked it.
Go ahead and look up for me. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I really like the way that they look, and it's definitely like if I didn't do makeup tutorials, I probably would maybe have them.
But you're constantly putting
on makeup. I'm constantly putting on makeup, taking it off, putting it on makeup, taking it off, and like they get in the way. Like if you get really long lashes, they get like so in the way.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, you actually don't know this. I watched one of your videos. It's like an older video.
No way, you watched my video?
Yeah, yeah, they're amazing. But it was how you put on your eyeliner. And it's amazing.
Oh my god!
And it was like, I literally did it. Eyeliner. Yes! And so I did it for my friend's wedding. And then I did my other friends at my wedding. I did their eyeliner for them based off of how you taught me. So you didn't even know you taught me. And no. You did, yeah.
That video got like 80,000 views, and I was so shy and awkward. Oh, you have really nice brows.
Thank you.
Did you already do them?
No. Very dark. That's a Hispanic in me. I did go get them threaded last week though.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's what it was.
That's why they look cleaner. Best way to put on concealer first.
Okay, so best way to put on concealer, I would say just make sure, number one, that you have a good quality concealer. So there are some really good ones from the drugstore. Wet n Wild has a really good one. Maybelline Fit Me has a really good one. There's really, really good ones that I can link down below for you guys, but my main favorite ones, I'll actually show you guys right now. I don't have the other one, but this is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. It just recently came out, and it's one of my favorites. And then the Naked Skin from Urban Decay. I use these two on clients like her just because getting in someone's under eyes, you just never know if their under eyes are super dry or not, so Tarte Shape Tape can get a little bit clumpy.
Yeah.
So I would say just use a very creamy concealer if you have really dry under eyes. If you have really dark bags, you can use a very heavy concealer, but just put a couple of dots. And then my favorite way to blend it out is just using any type of beauty sponge. I don't really like using a brush just because I feel like it kind of leaves too much product on there, whereas this kind of like sets it into the face. So that's basically just like my favorite way of putting it on, and just kind of blending it into the foundation and putting it on after your foundation, so that way you're not putting something on underneath and then putting more foundation up on top. You can kind of see, you know, how much you really need after that.
Oh my god, I didn't even know that. That's such great. Oh my gosh. All good information. Like, how do you make makeup last all day? Like, if someone has an event for the entire day, or they have work like 10, like you. How do you make your makeup last all day?
So my main thing is a good setting spray and a really good primer. So my favorite primer that I use on all my clients, just to give you, I use it on myself and my clients to give them an even base. If you have super dry skin, it's good. If you have oily skin, it's really good. It just lasts all day long and it smooths out the skin. This is the First Day Beauty Coconut Skin Smoothing Primer. I've talked about it on my channel like 1,000 times. It's really, really good. So a good primer is just basically going to prime your skin and prep it, so that way anything that falls on top, it's kind of like a sandwich. So there's a primer, all your makeup, and then the setting spray. And the one that I really like to use is all of Urban Decay setting sprays are really good. This is just the travel size version, but they do last a pretty long time. And then if you're more in the drugstore type of budget, the Milani Make It Last setting spray is really good. And that one's like $10. This one's like $20 for the full size, I believe. So both of those are really good, but just making sure you sandwich your products together. So you're not just like, oh, just primer, and then there's nothing to really set it into place. So yeah.
I have a question though that's not on here, but basically people have asked me that. Just with like busy schedule, how are you able to stay, like eat healthy? How are you able to like be like price conscious about your food and everything like that? Like what works for you? Because I'll tell people, but like a lot of people will look at me and be like, oh, well, that's your job.
Yeah.
So, like, of course you eat healthy.
God, you're a beautiful person.
I can't handle it.
Wow, this sounds really wrong.
Yeah, wait, I just need more probably. This just got weird. We talked about like strapping my wrist on. Sorry guys. God, you look so cute. What are...
Oh, sorry, I didn't take your clips off. It's cold. Okay, so the answer to the last question, basically, I'm in the salon 12 hours a day, 3 days a week. So I definitely don't have time to cook. I don't have time to run out anywhere. Yeah. And like what I have in the salon is what I have to eat. So basically, I have time to make myself breakfast. I make sure I wake up in time to either cook myself some eggs or get some protein waffles or protein pancakes in. Oatmeal, like whatever I can get in, I basically just like allow myself time. So that's number one, is allowing yourself time in the morning. I know a lot of you like to rush. Find just some quick meals to do, because you really, like, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Sorry, Dr. Frida, but yeah, it's like the most important meal of the day, and it gets you started. And I know a lot of you guys maybe sometimes don't feel like eating breakfast, or you're not hungry that early, but you really just have to get your body kind of accustomed to eating that early. Because I mean, sometimes I start clients at like 7:45 in the morning, so I'll be up at 5 and I'm eating. So that's number one, is just allowing myself time to eat. And number two is I prep all of my meals on Sundays. So I'll prep meals for Christian and I both, and I'll prep myself lunch and dinner for 5 days. So all in total, I have 10 meals and he has 10 meals. So I'll grab a meal for, you know, for lunch, and then sometimes I'll grab the dinner too, or I'll wait till I get home to have dinner. And then I pack myself like snacks in between. So with my snacks, make sure you're getting healthy snacks. Christian and I don't really have anything bad in the house. That's my main thing. If I have something bad in front of me, I'm gonna eat it. Like,
I'm the same way.
If I buy a pack of Oreos, it's gone tomorrow.
Is Christian like that too?
Oh, 100%.
See, Tommy's not.
No, Christian is 100.
Okay,
so
it makes you feel better.
We went to the grocery store and Christian's like, "Can I have this?" I'm like, "Dude, why?" It was like a huge bag of Doritos. Like,
it would have been gone. Like,
yeah, a day later, 24 hours later, it's gone. And that's what I mean. Like, you have to make sure that you're not having bad foods. Of course, you can have like, you know, some ice cream or some treat, like little treat things, but like, I don't want to say control yourself, because I can't control myself. I know, you're like,
no, but there are ways to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, give yourself, like, I mean, sometimes I'm on like I have not enough carbs for the day, and I'm like,
let's get some ice cream.
Yeah, let's get some ice cream.
Yeah. And I do love that with fitting it, like doing the whole like, if it fits your macros.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Great. I love that.
Yeah, so just making sure like you're not even allowing yourself to have bad meals in the house or bad things in the house. So I have protein bars and protein shakes that I take to work with me, or like beef jerky or something, just something small, or like a cheese stick, something that I can, because truly I don't really have a lot of time in between clients, so I'll just heat up my meal for 2 minutes, eat it for like 5 minutes straight, and then like go on with my day and drink protein shake in between clients. But that's pretty much like how I manage my time. And I know that's only 3. I know that's only 3 days like of the 7 days, but the other 7 days I'm super busy. I mean, like, I'm filming all day long, editing all day long. I don't feel like cooking. I'm running errands all day. I'm going to the gym, so I just prep my meals for all 7 days. So
yeah,
that just makes it a lot easier.
Awesome. No, I love that. I think see, it's very doable no matter what your schedule is.
Thank you to all those people that did send in all those questions for us. I hope that you guys did enjoy this video. I'm going to show you guys a close-up of what Jordan's makeup looks like. Let me know if you guys want to see more like client makeup, or like if you guys have any more collaboration ideas between Jordan and I. Definitely make sure to leave those down below. Any suggestions, anything that you guys liked specifically, or any like extra information about any of these questions would be really, really nice for any of you guys that do want to see them down below. But
yeah.
Do you have anything to say?
No, this was super fun. I love it. I love it. So.
Awesome. And then make sure you guys check out her blog and her Instagram and everything down below. It will all be linked. Check her out because she is so informed, so well educated. She knows all of her stuff. So definitely check her out. All right, guys. Bye. So this is the finished result. Jordan, go ahead and open up your eyes. She looks so stunning. Oh my god, I'm obsessed with you. You're so pretty. Let me know what you guys think down below. Do you guys like her makeup? Is it too much? Do you hate it? Am I awful? What do you think?